Hello and welcome to this second session of Wedding of Shadow and Gold. This is the second half of a Hearts of Wulin two-parter. Last time we created characters, established entanglements, and ran our group sort of up to getting to the wedding. Three of them together, one of them running off ahead for reasons which we will come back to in just a minute. My name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and I am the designer and co-writer of Hearts of Wulin. And this session is part of the Gauntlet Gaming Calendar, which is an online gaming club / community that does like about 100 sessions a month right now of various different indie story games and some trad stuff. It's wild. And OSR. You can find out more about that at gauntlet-rpg.com. That has links to all of our stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, my channel and the Gauntlet main channel have a ton of videos. There is also a feed with the essentially takes our Gauntlet YouTube videos and turns them into an audio podcast format, which you can listen to on your podcaster, if that's the way you like to do things. So that you can turn that up to like listen at times 1.5 or however you do it. I think Rich listens at like 2.0, but he's a podcast editor. So we are going to be carrying on with our characters. We're going to be checking in with them about their advancements, about their entanglements, all of those kinds of things. Before we get too much further, I do want to go over briefly our safety tools again: X card, open door policy, and then we have lines, veils, and ask first. The lines we have right now are on sexual assault or torture being done by the PCs. We have veils, meaning fading to black or off screen for epidemics, graphic gore, homophobia, mind control, sexual content, and suicide. And then we have an ask first on PC betrayal. So we definitely want to check in on that. You may hear us talking. We're using a Google spreadsheet for our character keeper. So you may hear us chatting about that in an online roller. Though some people are rolling their own dice at home because, as I saw on Sunday, sometimes the roller is truly terrible to the players. I mean, abhorrent and awful. And that's what happened on Sunday in the Mage PBTA game that I was running. They could not cast a spell for the life of them. All right, so we are going to go through the character keeper and talk. We're going to start with Meng Tian. Paul, what are you taking for your advancement? And then to give us the pitch on your character, and let's then look at your entanglements.
Yeah, so the advancement I took is have sword will travel, which just allows me once per session to declare that I am in any situation to aid or intervene. And I just have to explain after the fact why I was there. Meng Tian is a prodigious martial artist. He has fans who follow him who want for him to be their master one day. Kind of just like a very relaxed kind of guy, is here for his master / best friend's wedding. His master is the nicest guy in the world, wouldn't hurt a fly.
Right.
And my entanglements are
and I do want to say this: you use the word relaxed to describe
yes.
Meng Tian, yet his demeanor last time in many cases was anything but relaxed.
Yeah, because the thing is, he's pursuing Yang Li Hua, who is one of the only people who makes him unrelaxed, especially in the last time he told her his feelings got very rejected. So like really took him off his like game for the most part. But he does have a great friend in Dawning Joy who holds a unrequited love for Meng Tian. And I mentioned my master, Righteous Jade, who is the groom of the wedding and Dawning Joy's future husband. Meng Tian doesn't know this, but he trained Meng Tian to one day kill Son of Storm and Tide, who is one of Meng Tian's good friends.
Dun dun dun. And you will likely have available to you on at the wedding the fans as your secret group that will aid you when you most need it.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. I think that gives us a good sense of who you are. I will, for those, if anyone is actually watching this, I'm going to quickly screen share. Come on. It'll pull up here in a second. You can let me do it. Here we go. So that we can see Meng Tian there. Lovely picture. Next is now Yang Lihua. Tell us about Yang Lihua, Mona.
Okay, so I haven't put it into the character keeper because my computer is being slow.
Sure.
But I'm thinking of taking Clans of Intrigue from, I think it's the Aware playbook. I think it gives me +1 to interact with a certain faction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my idea is because one of my entanglements is that I'm engaged with the son of Stone and Ross, who is the sibling of Downing Joy, the bride. So like I'm in good standing with their family for now because yeah.
I think that's perfect. That makes sense.
Yeah, so my character Yang Lihua is she's from a famous Peking opera trope, which also has an elite inner circle that doubles as a morally ambiguous Wulin sect, and they are trying to sabotage the wedding because she has an engagement with another member of the family. So yeah, my entanglements are so as I mentioned, one of my entanglements is I'm engaged with South Stone and Ross, but I have fallen in love with their sibling Downing Joy, and what's my other one? I can see it right now.
The other one is my friend Captain Feng has fallen in love with my rival Meng Tian.
Yeah. My friend Captain Feng, who is a fan of my performance, fall in love with my rival Ming Tian. And I consider Ming Tian a rival because I feel like he doesn't have to train and is just good at fighting and everything.
Everything's so easy for Meng Tian. It's just comes naturally. It's super annoying. I think that's perfect. And we'll come back to you. So of our present characters, last but not least is Ning Yao.
Hey, I'm Austin. I go by he, him. Ning Yao is basically a temple wanderer. He was kind of like a savant student at this monastery he was raised in, but he, really didn't have much experience with the outside world. So at the behest of his master, he kind of temporarily disrobed and is now kind of traveling the world to gain a better understanding of things. I thought that, I thought of him as kind of a naive character, so I thought Bladeheart, the move, would be particularly good for him. Basically, whenever he tries to change the loyalty of purpose of a worthy agent of the villain, I can roll and potentially reach them so that they can aid us, or at least make them hesitate.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I really like that one. I have two bonds. One is I want to express my feelings to Ashton Twilight, who is kind of one of the, I don't know how well we defined her. I kind of imagined her as like almost like a like captain of the guard type character.
Yeah, I think the only thing we defined her as a very skilled martial artist,
Yeah.
Quite skilled wuxia who has traveled around. Yeah.
Yeah, but every time I try to express my feelings to Ashton Twilight, Yang Li Hua gets in their way. Not necessarily intentionally, but her big boisterous personality kind of overshadows my kind of naive nature.
Awesome.
And my general entanglement is I suspect Righteous Jade, the groom of the wedding, is actually involved in some evil, but Meng Tian, who I respect, believes in them. Basically, Meng Tian is Righteous Jade's student, and I really admire Meng Tian. So I kind of have this, oh, I don't know how I should really pursue this. Am I, just unfamiliar with the outside world, or is this guy really, involved in something nefarious?
That is perfect. So again, heading to this mountainside sprawling estate for this wedding, this joining of two clans, the family of Righteous Jade and the family of Dawning Joy. And we have this butterfly as the colorful symbol of the wedding and the design. So on. You all had a conflict with people who were sent to assassinate maybe Ning Liao, maybe Meng Tian. You're not sure, but they were certainly after them. And then the group kind of split as Meng Tian headed on to strike out ahead for no particular reason to reach the wedding. And so what I'm going to do is I want to start with Meng Tian, arriving at the wedding. We'll see what you want to do in terms of scene setup, and then we'll come and we'll have Ning Yao and Li Hua arriving together in that sort of entourage there. So Meng Tian, you've taken off ahead.
Mhm.
Let me ask you this. I don't think that we've established this. Is this estate, is this the estate of Righteous Jade's family, Dawning Joy's family, or is it like a neutral third party has established this estate that has lent it to this thing?
I think it's like a neutral third party, but it's like the place where everyone has their weddings,
Like a crossroads place,
Mhm.
a place with strong spiritual significance. So you will arrive there, and you can see the banners of the different families, the different colors, Righteous Jade and Dawning Joy, and of course your name is on the list as part of the family of Righteous Jade. So you'll be shown in. They will mention that when you reach the doorway, that Righteous Jade has been asking, very concerned whether you had arrived yet or not, and that certainly he wishes to speak with you, but he is also involved in a great deal of business. So if there's something else you wish to do, what do you want to do?
Oh God, my butt needs me, but I am kind of hurt. So I think I will stop by Dawning Joy's room real fast.
So you will head to the bride's side of things.
Mhm.
And are you pretty well known to the bride's family?
I believe they think of me because I'm kind of just a martial artist but I've come from common roots. I don't think they have the best view of me. I'm pretty sure it's like a sneak into the window situation.
Yeah, so you want to kind of make your way in, maybe without being seen. Let's have you roll overcome, because this is a complicated social situation here.
It's true.
What do you want to roll that with?
Probably. I think I'll just roll with water. Feels the most appropriate. Kind of just like really aware of the environment, seeing all the NPC pathways that they go on, and kind of just like slip through.
Absolutely.
All right. That's gonna be a 9.
That is a 9. So I think that you can make your way in to see Dawning Joy. But I do think that there is a moment when we see one of dressed in the livery of righteous Jade, one of his people is going by and sees you kind of slip in there. Does that seem like a fair cost?
Righteous Jade. Yeah, I will. I think I recognize him, and I will wait.
Oh no, I'm going to say that you don't even see this guy.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's fine too.
He just goes, rubs his chin, wondering why you're heading in there. But I think we'll see you slip in through the window, and Dawning Joy is there. A couple of her handmaids are helping her set things. She'll see you in a mirror come through, and she will dismiss her maids, and she will turn to you and she will say, Mengtian, when did you arrive?
Hey there. Hey, Dawn. Whew. She looks so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just really needed you right now. I've been looking for you everywhere.
Well, you seem out of sorts. You still have the dust of the road on you.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. I just had to come here, and I come through the window and start to like disrobe the top of my shirt.
She turns away. There's a screen. There's a screen over there.
No. And he will like showcase the bruise on his side. Be like, I got hurt on the way, and you're the best at patching me up. So
come and sit. She sits down. You take off your shirt. The camera probably lingers on again. You're glistening, of course, because that's the way these shots are done in the light. And she'll kind of reach out and do the wrap of the bandage, and she says, what happened?
There seemed to be there's these men on the bridge, and they started cutting it down for some reason. I'm not really sure why.
You seem a little nonchalant about that.
Oh yeah, because that wasn't really the big issue about the whole thing.
The big issue wasn't people cutting the bridge that you were on?
Yeah. You know who else?
What could it be?
Remember that girl that I talked to you about, the one I was like, I'm going to bring all these flowers to, really like see if she would accept my courting. Dawn, she was there, so embarrassed. And he like faints on like the couch they're on.
I think her demeanor gets a little colder. You mean Yang Lihua?
Yeah. Ever get that feeling where you just see someone and they really just take you off balance, you know? They kind of just show up out of nowhere, really blindside you.
I am well aware of that, but I will tell you, as I told you last time, your pursuit of an actress, a dancer, regardless of her skill, is a foolish endeavor.
Exactly. I didn't have the right approach to this. You're a woman, Dawn. If I were to give it one last try, go big, just give it one more shot, what should I do? You're so good at this.
If I cannot dissuade you from this attempt,
Yeah.
then I would suggest that you approach her in the most public way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps even while she's performing. I think it would grab her attention if you were to interrupt her performance and state your goals.
I just come in and hold her tightly and just be like, you are the most wonderful friend I have, Dawn. I don't know what I would do without you.
You should go.
Okay. Yeah. Master said he needs me. So, hey, I feel so lucky to be a part of this whole thing, but I'm just so jealous at the absolute joy you and my master are going to have after this day. You are, I have to say, one of the biggest power couples in the whole dynasty now. So
There is only so much that power can get you.
all right. And he's like sitting at the window and kind of just like falls backwards out of it.
And I think we see her put the bandages down and like the tension in her hands there. We cut from that to Yang Lihua, you and Ning Yao traveling together here. We'll kind of put Storm and Tide off to the side for the moment. But you will arrive at the gates of this estate. And Ning Yao, you look very ordinary, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I would say that like I don't really have my monk's robes on. I have probably like more commoner robes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would still be very uncomfortable with the idea of wearing like very ornate clothing. It'd feel just kind of counter to everything I've been taught.
I think that seems more than reasonable. And so, like when you arrive, people don't pay that much attention to you, but they see Yang Lihua, famed, well-known, well positioned, and certainly people will come up and rush to see her and greet her. And Yang Lihua, people come up to you, Madam Yang, how are you? You're later than we expected you.
Yeah, we come across some interference on our way.
What kind of interference?
Some scoundrel try to attack us, but we don't know their true purpose.
I will call to the guards and send them down the mountain to see if they can find out anything. Would that be all right?
Yes. Wait, out of character, don't we have a prisoner or something?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Yes. So maybe we should hand the prisoner to them as well.
They will call, and I think we will see Ashen Twilight. I don't think we presented her on screen last time, I think, right? I think there'll be a call, and Ashen Twilight will come up. She will bow to you, Yang Lihua, And she will turn and she will say, it's Ning Yao, isn't it?
Yes. And I bow probably a little too deeply.
Okay. And she nods at you, and then she turns right back to Yang Lihua. And again, it just, you're completely frozen out of that conversation there, Ning Yao. It's
like,
just like before. Could I have you roll inner conflict for me?
Of course, yes. Okay.
What do you want to roll that with?
I was going to roll that with wood because of patience.
Okay.
But can I actually have the link to the roller again? I think
Oh,
I lost
absolutely.
it.
Let me copy. Drop that in the chat here. Paste.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Let me roll that real quick. And I got a 9.
That's a 9. Now you have a choice here. You could kind of abruptly leave the situation, move away. People will notice that, or you can mark an element to remain in the scene.
I'm gonna mark an element.
Okay, what do you want to mark?
I'm gonna mark fire.
Okay.
I'm falling back on my monastic kind of experience in like suppressing the passions, or at least like observing them and letting them flow, trying to let them flow away.
Absolutely. And Ashen Twilight will take the prisoner, Li Hua, and will say, I will question him and see what we can get from him, and I will see to this matter. But you are all right?
Well, yes, we are all right. I don't think anyone is seriously hurt.
Good.
But,
Yes.
Should we mention that Stone and Tide have like what Starfire Z? Is that person with us?
We'll assume that Storm and Tide is there, but kind of off to the side.
Okay. So yeah, no one is seriously hurt.
Ashen Twilight will say to you, I know that your fiance, Son of Stone and Wrath, has already arrived and has been asking about you, concerned that you had not arrived yet.
Yes, his concern is very touching. I should go see him and assure him that I'm all right.
Oh, all right. Well, I will have servants take you where you need to go. Any of your baggage, I'll make sure is taken. There will be a evening feast and reception, and I hope that I know that Righteous Jade has asked that perhaps you might be called upon to perform briefly.
Yes, of course. That I intended to.
Excellent. And so she'll take the prisoner, and she will kind of lead him off and leave you to your own devices. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Who do you want to talk with, Ning Yao?
I mean, all the people I know well are kind of just left, so I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to kind of just observe people.
Sure.
Get an idea of like, okay, what do people do at weddings? I never really have seen a wedding at this point.
So do you want to? Well, certainly you, with your Smiling Proud Wanderer, you can just ask a question, but you could also make a study roll if you wanted to do that. What do you want to know?
I kind of just want to roll a study roll.
Okay, absolutely, because it does also allow you to declare things.
Yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna roll that. Got a
What are you gonna roll
13.
with? 13. Holy moly. So you have 2 hold. So you can spend that hold to determine someone's scale. Probably not the most important thing right now, but to ask a question about a person, ask a question about a situation, or if you want to declare a fact. Plus, you've got that free study question as well.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know if this is a question or me trying to state a fact. 'Cause
Sure.
I feel like I'm trying to introduce something, but I guess it could be phrased as a question. What is so we agreed that like Dawning Joy and Righteous Jade's marriage is in a third-party location.
Yep.
Is there a faction associated with this group? And if so, what are their opinions on this marriage? Is it something where they are actively trying to push this as some kind of neutral third party for their own benefit? Or are they viewing it as kind of like a potentially problematic alignment of 2 powerful like groups?
Interesting. So let's establish, we've got that NPC Iron Lion on the table.
Mhm.
So let's let us we will call essentially their faction the Unfettered Lions. That's the name of their faction. And each of the seniors has like Iron Lion, Steel Lion, Jade Lion, that kind of thing. Iron Lion is the most senior here. The Unfettered Lions are concerned with making sure this goes through. Like it is to their advantage if these 2 groups come together and create stability in the wuxia world. And so they're most interested in that. Like they want the peace to be kept, but not necessarily for the most righteous of reasons. Like if peace is kept, then their work and their wealth and their position is more secure. Does that seem like a fair answer?
Yes.
Okay. You've still got hold and another study question.
Okay. Let me think. I guess I'll use the study question now for another question.
Okay.
I'm just digging in at this point.
Sure.
What is so like we've kind of defined that Dawning Joy and Righteous Jade are both parts of 2 different factions.
Yes.
What
They are the heirs. Like they're the eldest, the heirs that are definitely in position to inherit the mantle of their respective families.
Okay. Do they I guess do either of them involve themselves in a particular side of the world outside of the martial arts wuxia world? Like or like is one like a powerful like royal family, or was one like a powerful like merchant family, or do they have some sort of ties that give them power outside of just that they are good martial artists?
Righteous Jade's family is known for having connections, like political pull and that kind of thing. Like
kind of underworldy.
Yeah, like a little. Some might call them sketchy, but others would say no, they're just well connected.
Okay.
On the other hand, Dawning Joy's family, they have a strong tradition of the arts and involvement in society and the social scene. And so they are determiners of taste. They are people who establish what style and grace is.
Okay. Yeah, what do you think?
Do you want to hang on to that last hold and I can come back to you on that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see.
Yeah. So Li Hua, you arrive here. You've been told your fiance is here. The prisoner has been taken away. There are other people here. What do you want to do? Who do you want to talk to?
Yeah, actually, I think I will go see Son of Stone and Rust first after all.
So you will head to that portion of the bride's side, well appointed and so on. Tell me something about Son of Stone and Wrath. Are they generally in a good mood? Are they ill-tempered? Are they powerful martial artists? Do they have corrupted chi? Are they drunk? Like, tell me something about Son of Stone and Wrath.
Yeah, I think they are very protective of Downing Joy. Like he's actually younger than her, and so she's the hair and a powerful martial artist and everything, but he still feels the need to watch over her and protect her and generally just keep an eye out down for her. Yeah.
Perfect. So I think when you arrive, the first thing he says is, thank goodness, one less thing for me to worry about. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're safe. Sorry, I was worried about you, but there are things afoot, disquieting things I've heard, that I need to be watching out for my sister.
Hello to you too, fiance. And yes, I think this wedding will not be peaceful.
No. There are people, there are factions who would see it undercut. I know there are some amongst Righteous Jace's own house that would prefer to see it not happen at all.
Oh, the nerve! What a horrible thing to do.
But you, I heard that you were attacked.
Yeah, we were. Me and a few others were attacked in an inn down the mountain, but we are not sure if it's related to the wedding or not. Probably is, but we don't know. We have a prisoner that we have handed over to Asian Twilight, so hopefully we will have some answers soon.
He comes over to you and he says, I am sorry, when you came in, I was too abrupt. This wedding has me so worried. I don't know what to think. And he puts his hands on your shoulders and he says, truly, you mean everything to me.
I think this is a good point to roll inner conflict.
I was going to say, he looks at you with absolute trust and love.
Yeah, I'm going to roll inner conflict.
What do you want to roll that with?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to roll with metal because this is about like controlling the situation, and so. Okay, so I got a 6.
You got a 6. So the good news is, first you get to mark XP for rolling inner conflict.
Yeah.
And then you don't get to mark XP on a miss, but you do get to mark for rolling. And I think he says to you, let me tell you what I have heard, and perhaps you can help me.
Okay.
So first of all, go ahead and mark metal.
Yeah, I know.
He says, I have heard that there is an organization called Black Lotus, and that this is a sinister and nefarious group, and that they have sent agents to interfere with the wedding. But we have a person on the inside, and they are here, and they are going to tell me who has been sent.
I mean, I said, Beyonce, are you sure you are not just being paranoid? From what I heard, the Black Lotus is just a rumor, like a fairy tale people tell to pass the time or scare children.
I thought so too, but I have been convinced. I don't know how, but I will learn. Supposedly they are hidden within another group, and this informant is going to give me all of the details. You look pale.
Yeah, it's the travel. I'm not used long hauls, right? So I asked him, who is this informant? Are you sure they are trustworthy?
I need you to roll hearts and minds to try it. Yeah. What do you want to roll that with?
Yeah, I'm going to go with us.
Okay. And you get +1 as well on the roll.
All right. I got a 10.
See him, like, he goes back and forth. He says, I don't know if I should tell you, just I don't want to put you in danger. But in case anything happens to me, there is a woman named Crystal Yaling who is here. She knows everything, and I am to meet with her tonight, and she will give me the information.
Do I know this person?
You don't know who that is.
Yeah, okay. But I know they are going to meet tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Does that seem like a fair setup?
Yeah.
Let's come back to then our Meng Tian. Are you heading to see Righteous Jade?
Of course.
Okay. You will head over there. Again, there's different colors, different decorations here on this side of things, but we see people, Meng Tian. You know, there's a lot of the young acolytes and stuff. Oh, you've arrived. Oh, thank goodness. We heard there was a fight. Tell us everything. Tell us everything about the fight. We heard it was a big battle, a bridge broken and all that.
And Meng Tian will recount his his version of the battle, and he will like recount all the wrong parts of it. He was just like, "Hey guys, remember that one girl I talked to you all about? The one I confessed to? She was there, and I tried to hide from her from all these bad guys. They're really cool about it. I was able to hide behind them. A couple of them fell off a cliff. Don't really know how. Kind of maybe some clumsy guys. And then threw some loose change in some people's eyes. And then there was this girl who jumped over the canyon. But after that, I kind of just hid in the cart at the end because you're kind of young for this. But like when you get older,
I think that's the moment where just Jade arrives and goes, students, head on. I have business with Meng Tian. He will tell you his story, perhaps better, later tonight. Meng, walk with me.
mm-hmm. And I walk with him, and as we're walking, I assume he has like a posse with him.
Yes, he actually gestures to dismiss them.
Ooh. And look around.
Meng, you are newly arrived here?
Yeah. Long walk up the mountain. You guys chose a pretty high place to have this.
It is an auspicious location.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So auspicious.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
It was reported to me that you were seen sneaking into my bride's chambers.
Johnny Joyce. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you care to explain that to me?
Yeah. After coming from the whole thing that happened in the bridge, I just really needed to see her. She's really the best at what she does, and no one else can really tend to me as well as she can. Yeah.
And you did not think it was untoward to call on her on this way? I could have had a physician see to you.
Yeah, but she really, because of how long we've known each other, she really knows my body better than any physician.
He stops and he turns to you and he says, "It would gravely disappoint me if I believed that there was any untoward feelings or connection between you and Dawning Joy."
And there's like a moment as they stare at each other. It's like a pregnant pause. And then Meng Tian kind of just like bursts out laughing. It's like, Master, you're the funniest.
True. Because if it were true, I would have to have you killed.
I know, and you're the nicest guy.
I know. It would be so terrible, and you would never see it coming. Yes.
Yeah. But I trust you so much, Master.
Absolutely. Did you say that Ning Yao and Storm and Tide were with you?
Yeah, I saw Ning Yao. I haven't seen Storm and Tide. Is he here? I gotta say hey,
I will find out where he is. I had the impression that Ning Yao had a great deal of respect for you, but I don't think he cared very much for me.
Hey, if I'm gonna have one goal here at this wedding, actually multiple. First one, make sure you have the best wedding you possibly can.
Excellent. I appreciate that.
Like, I think this might be the time. I don't know what it is. Ning Yao kind of has this like weird perception of you, like you're a dangerous person, and that you have some sort of like machinations or something. But you know what? I'm gonna talk to him, gonna really talk you up, and you're gonna have a new friend at the end of this.
Excellent. Once you've talked to him, why don't
Yeah.
you come back to me and tell me what the conversation was like, and then I'll
Mhm.
see what I can do
Yeah.
to change his perceptions.
Hmm. Yeah. I think kind of new how out of the whole temple situation. Do you have like a nice like bottle of a drink I can share with him? Like,
Certainly, go in and speak to the steward, and he will
Mhm.
have a fine wine
Yeah,
provided for you.
yeah. You always have those special bottles you say are for your special guests. Do you have one of those?
No, those are for. We reserve those for very special occasions.
Mm,
Tell the steward you just want the guest wines, not the specials.
okay, sounds good. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Well, it is good to see you. I am glad you're here. There is much to prepare for.
Hmm. And master, and he kind of like tears up a little bit. It's just like, this is gonna be a beautiful wedding.
It certainly should be.
All right. And he goes to the person. And it's like, oh, can I have the special? Oh, I mean the guest bottle, please.
We'll provide that to you.
Thank you.
Let's take our first break here. Let's take 10. We'll come back with Yang Lihua and Ning Yao. We'll do those scenes, and then maybe we'll see about bringing the group together to kind of cross paths there. So we'll take 10.
Yeah. Okay. See you.
Okay. So you've arrived. You've had a little chance to look around and study things. There, Ning Yao. You still got to hold to ask a question or to declare a detail. Do you have a sense of what you want to do before we're going to roll into a scene call for you?
I actually, this might be a completely random question that doesn't play into the story at all, or it could be a very interesting one that I just kind of have to ask.
Sure.
So I had trouble thinking of how to articulate it, but like, who is the apex of the Jianghu in this world? Who the martial artists, and would they have been invited to this wedding?
Oh,
because martial artists, by their definition, there can be only one.
right. The number one martial artist. I think that now that you say that, I think that we have to establish that there is a martial artist named Razor Eyes Eye, and she is the number one mistress of the blade in the martial world. She is someone who has acted independently of the other clans. And as a result, are you telling me, was she invited or not invited?
Well, I went off the assumption that it would be incredibly rude to not invite someone so important.
Okay.
To such an important event in this world. Now, I'm not saying that means that she was not invited.
Well, you tell me. How do you want to do it? Was she invited or not?
What if she's not invited, but she comes anyway?
Well, I was going to say, not that she would not come, but I think the idea is that she is not invited because she acts outside the clan structure.
So let's play this out. I think you are close. You've been observing. and you will hear this commotion
Mhm.
at the gate, and you will kind of step to see, and you will see this woman walking, and there are guards that have clearly asked, for her information and her presentation of her invitation, and she steps, and she doesn't draw the blade, but in a sweeping gesture, she knocks all of them down. There's a crack, almost like a peal of thunder, as she does that, and she steps forward and she holds out the sheathed blade, and you can see the markings along it, and you know that she carries the Sword of the Tides, deep ancient blade, and you know that it is Razor Eye's eye. Do you know Razor Eye's eye?
I'm gonna say in the previous session we established that I at least came out and met these people through martial arts tournaments. So there would be, I don't know if I got far or anything, but I imagine that at the very least I would have heard about Razor Eye's eye, given that like I am naive to the outside way that people work, but not necessarily to the martial.
You, monk.
Yeah.
I know you, don't I?
Yes, ma'am.
She strides forward. She ignores the people who are trying to stop her, and you start to hear Razor Eye's eye, and like people step away. Now they're not. They're. Okay. Yes, you were at the tournament at Fallen Field.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. You have been here for a bit?
Momentarily, yes. I arrived this morning.
Well, then you can show me around.
Of course, ma'am. And I just turn and immediately, in the most stiff and rigid way possible, like just completely like terrified, begin just walking her around and showing her the various rooms as far as I know it, which is not very
not
well.
much.
Yeah.
A couple of times people who are clearly greeters from the clans come over to maybe like try to bow and acknowledge her, and she waves them off.
Mm-hmm.
And as if to say, no, this person has treated me with courtesy and is showing me around. And she will say, let us sit over here. So we have some tea.
I would be immensely pleased to experience that. And I go over and I immediately begin pouring her a glass of tea, remembering all like my basic understanding of like what is the proper etiquette for this, even though I am like probably cognitively like she doesn't care about like that kind of pomp and circumstance, I still feel like I need to do the effort.
Absolutely. She sits, sit.
Mm-hmm.
What is clouding your spirit, little monk? There are things that are weighing on you. I can feel it.
I suppose I'd say I feel like there are three worlds: the worlds of the monk, the Xianghu, and the world of the commoner. And I don't know where I stand at this moment. I've been told to be one thing my whole life. I'm now living amongst the greatest martial arts this world has ever known, and I was told to attempt the life of a commoner for a moment. And to simply put, I understand that might be the conflict within me.
But there's a source to this, is there not? There's a source to your trouble, something that draws you away. Person?
Yes, there is.
You do not have to say more. I understand. let us sit and drink. Perhaps perhaps we will think on things.
That sounds wonderful.
And I think it can actually heal your fire. I think sitting here with her, you know, having a chance to relax, I think that feels like a scene that can clear that for you.
Relax is maybe the best word, but
Well, but to like center yourself a little bit more. Yang Lihua, what are you up to?
I think I'm trying to find Crystal Yelling.
Okay. I think that is a study roll.
I'm going to roll with water because. Oh, yeah, I'm going to roll with water.
Okay.
Um, yeah, sorry, my internet is a little slow.
That's okay. You might want to refresh the page too if it's not.
Okay, let me find.
Okay.
Yeah, I got no.
Looks like
Oh.
it still doesn't come through.
Did anything show up on your end?
Nope. Yeah, if you refresh it, you can hit the 2d6 button, or if you have dice there, you can roll yourself.
Okay, I will roll for myself this time and I will see what's wrong with the internet.
Sure.
I got a 7.
Okay, so you have one hold. So do you want to ask a question or do you want to make a declaration?
Yeah, I want to know where I can find it. Crystal Yelling.
So I think that you will go and you will see Crystal Yelling. She is there, and you see that she is speaking quite companionably with Captain Feng, your friend. And like you look at her and you don't recognize Crystal Yelling.
Yeah, so
What do you do?
I decide to walk over and say, Captain Feng, how good it is to see you here.
Yes, yes. Ah, it is good to see you. How are you, Yang Lihua?
Yeah, I'm fine. There's some trouble on the road, but no big deal. So say, who's your friend here?
And he will introduce, say, this is Crystal Yelling, part of Righteous Jade's entourage. And she will bow and she goes, I am well acquainted with Yang Lihua. Her reputation precedes her, her skill and her beauty.
Thank you. So, so my fiance has heard some troubling news. I wonder if any of you are made aware.
Captain Feng says, what troubling news? I heard you were attacked on the road. I also heard, if you pardon the interruption, I have to know that Meng Tian was there.
Oh yeah, yes.
He is here.
I think so. He was there while we were fighting off the scoundrels, but he left early and went ahead before us. So I'm not sure where he's at right now.
I will have to track him down. Just his skill. I mean, that natural grace, that effortlessness that he brings to bear. And Captain Fang begins to wax, talk rhapsodic and colorfully about Meng Tian. Could I please have you make an inner conflict roll, Yang Lihua?
I see. Okay, I'm going to roll with wood because I'm just trying to patiently listen to this and not.
There's a 10. You keep yourself absolutely together. You get to mark XP, but you keep yourself together and wait until he kind of winds down. And Crystal Yelling will kind of interrupt Captain Feng and say, I think you were going to tell us something, Yang Lihua, about this trouble that you'd heard of.
Oh yes, my fiance says that he believes someone may try to sabotage this wedding.
She looks at you. Oh, that's how terrible.
Indeed.
Did he say who?
No, but he told me he was going to meet with someone tonight in order to find out more. I mean,
oh, good.
So I said, my fiance, he's a good person, but one thing he isn't is he's not really very discreet. So like if he told me about this, I wonder who else knows about this. And if the wrong people know he's going to meet with some kind of snitch or informant tonight, maybe, I don't know, maybe something bad would happen to that person before they can. Yeah, wouldn't that be terrible?
That would be. It would be terrible if that were to happen, but I'm sure that nothing like that would happen.
Yeah, I don't know. We were just attacked on the road, so So be careful.
Perhaps that is the trouble that was spoken of. Perhaps it has come and gone.
Yes, let's hope so.
Kind of stares you down. You're staring at her. She's staring at you. Was there anything else, Lady Yang?
Yeah, can I try to do hearts and minds to maybe scare her away or something?
Interesting. Let's see you roll. Yeah, let's have you roll hearts and minds. She's not in that faction, so you don't get the +1. What do you want to roll with?
Yeah, I'm going to roll with us because it's just using her presence to intimidate Crystal Yeling while without explicitly saying what she wants Crystal to do, but it's like the general vibe. Oh, this is a bad idea. You really shouldn't do that. I think it will end badly
Sure.
for you. I got
Oh. You see her bow and she says, I take your meaning. I will be careful myself and keep to my
Yes.
chambers this evening for my own safety.
Yes, please see you do. One of my friend got hurt fighting those scoundrels. I would hate to see something worse happen to someone as lovely as yourself. Yes.
And I hope nothing happens to you that is untoward either.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And she bows and she withdraws. Let's cut to a little bit later in the towards the evening, shall we say? The feast, the gathering, and you kind of don't have control of where you're seated. And I do think that Ning Yao, you are seated down, and then close by you, because they associate your names. Meng Tian is seated there, and I think the kind of, if you're looking around, you can see Ning Yao that Meng Tian is very popular. There are a lot of people that come in and say hello to him as he's seated there. And then you'll see two figures come and be seated in the same area as you. You will see Son of Stone and Wrath, the brother to the bride, and you'll see Son of Stone and Wrath's fiance, Yang Lihua, also seated there. Will be brought down, and Son and Stone of Wrath will say, you are Meng Tian, correct?
Oh, yeah, it's me. Hey.
Excellent. I was told that you helped dispatch those bandits on the road.
I don't know if I really helped. I held my own, you know.
Hold your own.
Yeah.
And you, Brother Ning Yao, you also participated in the conflict?
Yes, I did. My participation was much lighter than the very modest Meng Tian or the lovely Yang Lihua, who held her own quite well.
Everyone is so modest. You should stand up for the things that you do. You will forgive me. I must leave my fiance here with you. My sister has asked me to attend to some matters. I leave her in your hands, Meng Tian, Ning Yao.
Of course.
And Yang Lihua, you see Ning Yao and your rival Meng Tian
Yes. So how are you enjoying the party?
Uh, it's 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 good. Yeah. So good. Yeah. Yeah. How been you? How have you been? Yang Li Hua.
Yeah, good. Yes, I have been good.
Good, 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 good.
I think Ning Yao can sense the awkwardness between this.
Very awkward between these two, Ning Yao. Awkward
I-
enough that even your monk can determine.
Yes. I try to subtly change the conversations. I actually met with the most interesting of guests today, though I doubt that they were invited. It appears that Razor Eyes Eye has decided to grace us, and I got to actually discuss some matters with her. I understand entirely why her status precedes her at this point.
I think when Ning Yao mentions Razor Eyes Eye, like I think Meng Tian just starts like looking for her in the room. Like, is she anywhere nearby?
Oh, she is at the far back edge. She is seated at a table by herself.
Yeah, I will just Meng Tian kind of forgets Yang Li Hua is there and kind of just starts like observing Razor Eyes from a distance, seeing what she's doing, who she's like talking to, seeing like why she might be here.
Do you want to roll study?
Yeah, I can roll study for that.
Okay.
I will do let's do curiosity. So like
Okay.
yeah. All right. See. Thank God. That's a 7.
That's a 7. So you have one hold to
Mhm.
ask a question or make a declaration.
I would like to make a declaration.
Okay. What is your declaration?
Meng Tian is really curious about why she's here because he usually his master doesn't like it when Meng Tian really like trains with anyone else. He's very protective of Meng Tian. So because of this, Meng Tian has kept it a secret that Razor Eyes has been secretly also his master and is now stressed out because he is here with both his masters. And it's like, yeah, like in a sense, he's like cheating on his first master in a
Right.
way.
Absolutely.
And he's just like, this is not my day. Why is this happening?
She does see your attention and she does bow as your eyes meet.
And Meng will just get a bit more quiet and will just try to talk to Ning Yao a bit more. Just be like, just make small talk.
Let's have you roll, I think, inner conflict for everything that is happening right now
Yeah, it's not
at
great.
the table. Then I want to come
Yeah.
to Ning Yao and Li Hua.
For this one, I'll go Earth just to try to like focus and just try to be very much more cautious in like such a more precarious situation.
Okay.
Me roll these dice. That's gonna be a 5.
That is a 5. So go ahead and mark that. And a messenger comes over and says, Righteous Jade needs to speak with you immediately.
And yeah, Mang won't hesitate. He'll take any opportunity to leave the situation. So he gets up a bit too fast. He's like, yeah, of course, master needs me.
And we'll come back to that brief private conversation you're going to have here in a moment. Ning Yao, what are you up to here? Meng Tian's there for a bit and then jumps up when he's called to see to his master, Righteous Jade. Interesting. Right in the middle of dinner. Suspicious.
Very suspicious. I'm trying to decide. What would I try to talk to Yang Li Hua about Ash and Twilight, or would my righteous need to figure out what's going on with the not so righteous Jade pick up?
Are you saying that you're conflicted about your decisions?
Yeah, I would say that I'm going through some conflict on the inside. If there's a word for that.
Let's have you roll.
Okay. Let's do that. 1 sec. $11.
Oh yeah. You keep yourself together. What do you think is the best thing for you to do?
I think the best thing to do is to trust that Ming Tian has this under control.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't want to make a fuss and cause issues in this tense situation. So I am going to just make idle talk with Yang Li Hua, and I'll ask. So Yang Li Hua, are you familiar, longtime friends with Ash and Twilight?
Yeah, not really, but she's one of I guess you can call her one of my fans. She frequents our performance quite often. Yeah.
And so I guess I am a little curious. You seem like you knew how to fight fairly well earlier. Didn't you say you were just an opera star?
Oh yeah, let's just something I pick up in training, like we have stage fight and acrobatics and all that. So yeah.
Oh, okay. You see, I've never actually been to the theater, so I wouldn't know. I suppose that does make sense, though. Really.
Yeah,
I never thought of that.
Yeah, I had been asked to make a performance later tonight, so maybe you will get to see for yourself.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I'm quite curious to see what it actually ends up being like. What is the subject for this performance actually?
Oh yeah, I'm thinking something semantic for the wedding, so a love story. Yes.
You see, at the monastery, all the love stories ended with, and then they died because they weren't supposed to do that. So it'll be interesting to see how other people do that.
I mean, to be fair, that's how most love story die, because people love tragic ending for these things.
Oh, really? I just assumed that I was just being told the same lesson over and over again. People in the outside world do that? Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, so I say, what do you think Righteous Jade want with maintain? This is a very weird timing to pull him aside.
Yeah. Immediately demeanor shifts from like this kind of like, awkward, jovial to like deadly serious. Like, I don't know. It is only the trust of Ming Tian that keeps me from accusing Righteous Jade. I've heard all sorts of things about his sect. And something, every single time I meet the man, I get this feeling like I can see this dark aura surrounding him. I don't know. I realize I may be unexperienced, but
I mean,
My-
I think maybe you are onto something. There's certainly a lot going on with this rating right now. Like the bandits we meet down the mountain, and now Razor while I shows up. Like I'm not surprised she's here, but this is going to be a very interesting wedding, yes, to say at least.
yeah, I'm more surprised that they didn't invite her in the first place, because you should have known that she would have come.
Yeah, I think that's more of a gesture. Like they are selling this wedding like they are making a new kind of new world order for the Wulin, and they are making a gesture that people who are not affiliated with any faction are not welcome and will be orchestrated, even though they can't really stop her from coming. Yeah, it's
I
a
mean-
face thing.
I doubt even Righteous Jade and Dawning Joy working together could take down Razor Eye's eye.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have only heard stories.
I saw just a brief moment of her fighting, but it was enough to convince me the legends were true.
Yeah.
Li Hua, you will see Iron Lion, one of the hosts, approach you and will say, Madam Yang, I am sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if we could trouble you for a brief performance, a demonstration of your arts and your skills.
Yes, of course.
You've cleared a space at the front, a stage. If you could indulge us.
So yeah, I walk up the stage and
And what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to perform here? Tell me about what they're going to see before we go to your laughing in the wind move.
yeah, I think I have mentioned like I have from the Midnight Ultra move, I have a assistant called Xiao Bao, and she's like actually she's also an actress, just not as lower in status, and she will be playing alongside with me, and so it will be a love story, and she will be playing as my lover, and the story will be
Is it tragic? Is it positive? Is it?
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's actually kind of a comedy.
Okay.
So like it's about, so it's it's a pretty roundabout comment about how like, oh, these two feuding family try to come together, but because of two young lovers, but it doesn't actually quite work out because they have too many small differences that looks insignificant at first, but it kind of snowballs into like instead of a tragic ending, like, oh, we will die together in love, they just kind of fall like, oh, you are the worst, and I wish I never met you, and that kind of farcical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a farce is a great way to put that. What do you want to roll to do that move?
Yeah, I'm going to roll with us because it's I'm trying to make an impression here. Okay, I get an 8.
So you have 2 hold.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to spend both hold on, like we established that they have sold this wedding as some kind of a Romeo and Juliet thing that will bring
Yep.
the Wulin together. And so I think I think after this, the popular opinion is starting to change with things like, oh, will this really work out? And will it really be a good thing to have like 2 most powerful factions combined into one big faction? Is this really good for everyone else?
Yeah.
And yeah.
People start to think about the like what the potential fallout for this is.
Yeah,
and I think after your performance, there's a lot of mutterings and conversations and things like that. There will be some people in the know, like Iron Lion, some people who look a little unhappy with the performance that you have given. But I think that you can see that message spread out through the crowd.
Yeah. And if anyone asks, I will just feign innocence, like, oh no, it's just a story. Like we have put it on 100 times. Is nothing special. Yeah.
We just know it so well. That's why we.
Yeah.
Perfect. Meng Tian, Righteous Jade has drawn you back outside of the dinner and so on, and he says, Meng Tian, you trust me, correct?
No question.
Absolutely. Good. The time has come for something. I must call on you to undertake a task. It's important that will ensure the survival of our house and the progress of this wedding. If I ask you to do something, will you do it for me?
Always.
I have heard that you have met Razor Eyes Eye. He reaches out, takes your hand, and he puts something in your hand. I need you to put this powder in her wine and not ask me why.
Maybe like, I don't know if it's like more like a subconscious inner conflict. He's not actually thinking about it. But
let's have you roll though. I think there is a like
yeah.
Oh boy.
Like it's more like, can Meng Tian actually put all the dots together for the first time in his life right now? It's more like
yeah, I
kind of
think
what's
that's
happening.
fair.
Yeah.
What are you going to roll with?
For this one, yeah, it's not his best one, but like for this one specifically, probably metal makes the most sense because it's about like figuring out what this is all about. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, -1. Oh god. Yeah, I don't think it's the dice roller lol. I think it's just like your games.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, that's a -1. So that's a 2.
So, what do you think the worst thing to happen is? And I'm going to give you a couple of choices here.
Yeah.
One, you can accept this. Absolutely no question. You go,
Yeah.
This is a person I know, I trust them.
Yeah.
Or two, you put all the dots together and then you say something to him like, hey, wait.
What's worse right now?
Yeah.
Well, I believe the second one would automatically put me in a dangerous situation, while the other one like delayed for a second. So I think because it's so immediate, the second one where he does put it together but reacts in a very bad way. So
what do you say? What do you say that?
I think he looks at the powder and he thinks back to all those people that have disappeared that Meng has met before, and realized they're like, all those people said something along the lines of like, hey, maybe I can teach you something. And the next person is like, you deserve another kind of master. But then the same situation happened with the powder. And Meng was kind of like, all right, I trust master. And he just sees all of that. And I think he like closes his fist around the powder and like punches him in the face.
Absolutely. When you fight someone who is above your scale, roll duel.
All right. Duel. Okay. All right. So I think Meng fights differently depending on its mood. There's this like normal fighting style, and then there's fighting style where he gets serious. But this is Meng when he's like fighting angry. And we see him put his hand out in a very relaxed way. And it very similarly mimics Ning Yao's fighting style, because how he learns how to fight is kind of just like mimics other fighters. Absolutely. And he doesn't really do it unless he's like really motivated to. Because he's like using someone else's fighting style and taking it from his own, it's kind of like a very flexible way to fight, kind of just like taking what he needs from whichever fighting style he can remember in the moment. So I'll roll with water.
Okay.
Come on. Why? That's a 6.
That is a 6. Do you have any bonds to burn?
Yes, I do have bonds to burn.
Do you want to burn a bond to take it to a 7?
Yeah.
Which one are you burning?
Dawning Joy.
Okay. So your hand goes out in that relaxing, you strike, and as you do, he just reaches and he grabs your hand and he twists, and he goes, oh no. If anyone knows how to defeat you, it is me. And then he reaches out and he touches your chest with just like that. And he does that 1-inch punch. Yeah. And you go flying back, crashing through the wall.
Man can't help it, even though he's so mad at him. His master is still so cool.
Let's actually come to Ning Yao and Yang Lihua. It's been a while that Meng Tian's out there. May I kind of hard frame the two of you seeing this? Would that be okay?
Yeah, makes sense.
So I think that we'll see the two of you. You've finished up your thing, your performance. Yang, you're kind of off in the wings. Ning Yao, you've kind of gone over there, maybe to speak more with her, and then you'll hear this sound, and you'll look, and a ways back, kind of in the shadows, out of earshot of the rest of the party, you will see Ming Tian like has gotten thrown through a wall, and you will see his master. You'll see Righteous Jade walking forward slowly towards him. And there are some other people coming as well, maybe Righteous Jade's people. Let's take our second break, take 5 minutes, and we will come back and see what you two do. Is that okay?
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
take 5.
Do I that?
Yes, you will mark water for that.
Okay. Thank you.
The recording. So the party is going on a ways away. People are occupied over there. They are in the midst of that. So no one's going to hear any of this. You see more people coming. You see our master Righteous Jade stepping to loom over our protagonist Meng Tian, who is laid out there on the ground. What do you do, Ning Yao?
And just like real fast to just like
Yes.
incorporate the bringing of the bond. You just see Meng tell him, says, Donning Joy deserves better than you.
Yes, but certainly you aren't that. Ning Yao, what do you do?
Internally, I'm like, I knew it. 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 And but externally, immediate call to action, like unfurl the mala beads and begin racing to join Meng Tian's side.
Okay. So you will rush over there, and you'll see this figure step to interpose themselves. And you see Ash and Twilight, blade out, steps in front of you and says, "You should mind your own business, monk."
Ooh. You see, oh, I mean, I'm assuming you're calling for an inner conflict.
It does feel a little bit like inner conflict at this moment as this person steps out clearly on the side of Righteous Jade.
I will roll inner conflict. And I got a 6.
You got a 6. So what did you roll with?
I rolled with wood.
So I think there's that moment when you hesitate and her blade zips out and cuts you and you stagger back from that. And like for the moment you're frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, do I have to mark wood?
Mark the element you rolled with. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Let's come to you, Yang Lihua. What do you want to do?
I think I want to try to alert some of Ross and Stone and Ross. I want to try to warn him like, there's something happening with the groom. Maybe you and your family should check it out.
So you essentially heading back to go and get Son of Stone and Wrath?
Yeah, I go to their side of family and I was like, hey, I think your groom is doing something untoward. Like, there's no way to treat his own disciple during his own wedding. Yeah.
I think as you start to move back, you'll see Dawning Joy there, and like she's the first person of that side of the family, and she's, what's going on?
Should I roll inner conflict?
It's up to you. Does it feel like this rises to the level of inner conflict?
Yeah, I think I'm going to try roll in the conflict.
Okay.
I'm going to roll with. Yeah, I'm going to roll with fire because I'm trying to find the right words.
Absolutely.
Okay, I got the 10, so
You hold
Okay.
yourself together.
yeah, so I say I told her that I think I see that I saw righteous Jades seem to be fighting his own disciple, and I don't know what's his reason, but
Quick.
I think
Quickly, take me there.
yeah. So I guide her to where we saw maintain. Yeah.
Okay. So you rush her back towards there. You're just kind of a little bit staggered, getting up off the ground. What do you do, Meng Tian?
What do I do? I think in this moment, Meng Tian feels so outmatched by his master. And in this moment of hesitation, out of nowhere, these figures that were hidden in the shadows come in and run interference for everyone.
Let's have you roll shadow boxing. What do you want to roll that with?
I think it's kind of a weird move. I think fire
You can
makes
always look at the negative side too, as inspiration.
Oh yeah, I still think fire makes sense because these are just his disciples recklessly jumping into a fight they're not ready for.
Absolutely.
All right, straight roll. That's a 7 exactly.
That is a 7. So I think these students come rushing out. They rush to get in the way of him, and I think you start to see the bodies hit the ground. And he is not fooling around, but you have breathing room to do what you want to do.
I think in that moment, Meng is just so confused. He's just like, who are these people? They're like, master, get out of here. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, so much of his life has just been like pulled out from his feet. And he kind of just runs. And then as he passes Ning Yao, he just, is Ning Yao still there? Or
Ning Yao has been stabbed by Ashen Twilight. He tried to come to your aid, and this other figure attacked him.
Oh, and I see that as I get away from my master, and I just seeing this happen, I will also engage Ashen Twilight instead and try to get Ning Yao out of there.
Is your intent more to kind of pull her off to give a Ning Yao space?
Yes.
Then that's overcome.
I think, it is just like speed and just like reckless abandon at this point. So let's go with fire again.
Okay.
It's a 5.
That is a 5. I think you will push Ning Yao back and take the blade as it cuts across you there. So go ahead and mark fire.
Yeah.
That startles you out of your reverie, Ning Yao, as you're like, and then suddenly she goes to strike again, and Meng Tian has thrown himself in the way and takes the blade hit for you. And you can see behind his master is dropping these disciples left, right, and center, getting ready to come after Meng Tian. What do you do?
Real quick, I did want to say I in my previous rolled with wood, which was my style element, which I think is not what I'm supposed to do for the inner conflict roll.
That's right.
Right. Is it okay if I mark water?
Yeah.
Which is what I would have used. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I would definitely immediately try to I'm gonna do Blade Heart to try to get I'm gonna basically try to appeal to Ash and Twilight, say like, why would you join this monster? See how he kills innocent students?
Let's have you roll.
Okay, so that'd be I'm probably gonna be rolling with my style element because why wouldn't I?
Just put it at risk.
Okay, that's 7.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, do you plant doubt in their mind, or do they immediately take inadvertent action to assist you?
I'm gonna say plant doubt in their mind.
Okay. So I do think you see her hesitate and give you and Meng Tian essentially like room to maneuver, and you can kind of grab him and start to pull him back. Yang Li Hua, you and Dawning Joy are coming up, rushing up, and you see right now Ning Yao has got a hold of Meng Tian. They're falling back. Ash and Twilight is there. It's kind of stopped fighting, and you see Righteous Jade coming this way. What do you do, Yang?
Yeah, I think I will try to talk to Righteous Jade. I say to him, Master Jade, what is the meaning of this? I know Maintain may not be the most polite disciple, but there's no reason to raise your hand against your own student on your own wedding day, no less. What would your bride and her family think of this?
So right now he is not susceptible to your words, but what effect do you want to try and have? Are you convincing someone else? Are you trying to set him up? What are you trying to do here?
Yeah, I think I'm okay. So I think I'm going to rephrase it a little.
Sure.
Like so, my fiance said that someone wants to sabotage this wedding. Maybe that someone is your own family, seeing as basically I'm trying to paint him as the villain, like, oh, how can you do this on your own wedding and to your own student and innocent people?
I think this is laughing in the wind.
Yeah, okay.
I think you're giving an oratory here, trying to draw the attention of everyone who is present.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to roll with Earth.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 9.
Okay. So what do you want to have happen here?
Can I say that Yang Li Hua could burn a bond to could she burn a bond to get to 10?
Yes. If she has a bond, she could burn that to get to 10.
Yeah,
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I think I'm going to burn the bond with Dawning Joy to put it to 10. So I have 3 hold.
And what is it you want to do?
And so again, I will spend 2 hold to change popular opinion against Righteous Jade and his family, and like, oh, like we heard rumors about their shady dealings, but they are even worse than we thought. Like they are blatantly ignore tradition and making this celebration into such a disaster. And also I want to draw the attention of razor while I.
Okay. Then I think that there's sort of a hesitation, kind of a standoff here, and Razor Eyes Eye is coming. Let's cut back to Meng Tian as this oratory spills out. You've caught your breath. People are hesitating. What do you want to do, Meng?
I think along the same lines, Meng limps towards Razor Eyes, and we'll just go, Master Eyes, you're not going to believe this. My first master, he's trying to kill you.
Are you trying to do hearts and minds?
Yeah, maybe not intentionally, but
Okay.
he just wants to just like protect his other master now.
Let's have you roll.
He
You're going to
is,
protect your style element, I assume.
yeah, probably would.
Yep.
And I would say that it's wood, because Meng is like finally like thinking through his actions right now and thinking about other things, not just like going along with whatever is happening.
That's perfect.
He just goes, I know you're strong, master, but there's so many people here. Let's just go, master. And let's see if I can roll well. For one, it's a bell curve, so in theory I should roll well at some point. Okay, that's an 8.
That is an 8. So
Interesting.
I think that that they will move forward and they will say, you are right. For too long, the clans have held power here, and now we must cut off their heads.
What do you mean?
You will see. And she draws that blade, and you see her look at Dawning Joy and Razor Eyes. Not Razor Eyes, sorry, Righteous Jade. And you can tell that she is going to kill both of them.
Okay. All right, you can go. Yeah, let me know when she starts going for Dawning Joy.
Oh, absolutely. Ning Yao, what are you doing? There's a hesitation. There's a moment. There's an opportunity here.
I am going to let's see.
You can tell that Righteous Jade is angry, but he's kind of caught in the crosshairs of all of this. But he needs to kill Meng. But now there's this other dangerous master who's clearly has violent, bloody intent in her mind.
I am going to try to help some of Meng's students get out of the way.
Okay.
Lessen the casualties.
Let's have you roll overcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Got a 10.
Got a 10. So what does that look like? Like what do we see on screen?
I would say it's something where how about this? Let's say he's like got a lot of them like on the ropes, and I like use my mala to like knock something off the wall or off the ceiling, like not a chandelier or something like that. But
Yeah, but like roof tiles and things.
yeah, or maybe some like elaborate decorations for the wedding, like a lantern or something. And he falls down, and while he's like, you know, getting out of the way or something like that, they're able to scramble out of the way as well.
You will clear the last of them away, the wounded and the still alive, get them cleared. So Righteous Jade is there. Ash and Twilight is there. She's kind of staying there, hesitating, not sure what to do. Sees you, helping these people. You see Dawning Joy is there along with Yang Lihua, and you see Razor Eyes Eye, moving forward. But you have gotten these people to safety as befits a monk. You have done what you can. Yang Lihua.
Yes. Do I notice Razor while I
think
Razor
you,
eyes?
yes, she is coming forward, and you're fairly certain that she is going to kill the heads of both
Yes.
houses.
So I tell Dawning Joy, I say, maybe we should retreat. Like, I think Master I think Mistress I will not stop at just Righteous G. Yeah.
I think that's overcome to get her out of here.
Okay. I got 13.
Got a 13. So what does that look like? How, are you both getting away? Are you just getting her away? What are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'm gently nudging her and telling her like this isn't safe. But so I'm also trying to get away, but I'm making sure Dawning Joy is first. Like I'm trying to watch her back while we both trying to run away.
Pushing her away, running away. Meng, it's basically you and your master and Razor Eyes Eye. They are about to fight.
Meng will has Ning Yao gotten all of his disciples out of there?
Absolutely.
He will not get in the way, but out of respect to both his masters, he will watch this fight happen.
Then I need you to roll a flat 2d6 for me.
Yeah. That's a 6.
That there is that moment when Razor Eye goes shooting forward, and you will see a flick as your master comes forward and he does something, and Razor Eyes screams out as something hits her face, and you see her go blind, and you see him run her through with the sword.
Before he does that,
yes,
because it wasn't honorable, can Meng use
have sword will travel
to grab Razor Eye's sword and deflect his in the last second?
Absolutely. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you run your master through? Do they each run each other through, or what? You have the move to do it. Like, you blur speed.
Yeah.
You get to choose the outcome of this.
In this moment, we see the reason why both his masters couldn't really able to overpower Meng is because it's that thing of they taught you, so you subconsciously are holding back. And Meng never really picks up a sword when he picks up weapons, but this is the weapon that was made for him. And because as a accidental, I must show mercy to my enemies, I will stand there with both of them disabled, and Meng cannot understand how he was able to defeat both his masters. Neither of them are dead, but everyone sees Meng take down 2 of the best martial artists in the area.
And I think there's chaos throughout the wedding, people going running every which way. I think we see Ash and Twilight like back away, like leave behind Righteous Jade. I think we see these figures knocked down. So people have witnessed this. I think you have gotten away with Dawning Joy, Yang Lihua, and I think the wedding is destroyed. I think there will be no wedding. I think this entire situation is in absolute chaos. And I think we go to epilogues here. So tell me, in the aftermath of this, having saved these people, having witnessed this destruction, having changed Ash and Twilight's heart, and having been torn in many directions, where do we see your epilogue go, Ning Yao?
I think,
and it can be in the immediate aftermath or down the road or a couple of different things, however you want to do that.
I think that Ning Yao would actually go back to the monastery. Basically, I think that he would come to realize that the martial world and the common world is not really for him. There's too much duplicity. There's too much cruelty, and he just doesn't fit in.
So we see you going back. Do we now? We haven't seen you in your monk's robes. Do we now see you in those robes?
Yeah, I finally put the monk's robes back on, and I'm, going in the monastery, basically doing, I don't know what would be more interesting, me like chanting or performing alms or something like that. But something along those lines.
Yeah,
something very innocuous for someone who's like a renowned martial artist.
Something of peace.
Yeah.
Yang Li Hua.
Yeah.
What? What is your epilogue?
Just I think it's happening at the Black Lotus, and like I think at first, her father like was in favor of her inheriting the whole thing, but her mother, who is the actual matriarch, the one actually in charge, wasn't sure about her because she feels Li Hua is too frivolous. But after this, because they basically get everything they want, like the wedding is ruined and the Righteous Jade's family got a bad reputation, and now they can move forward with Li Hua and the wedding between Li Hua and the son of Stone and Rice. So they are so her parents are very, very happy, and her mother is like, oh, I was wrong about you. You were meant to inherit our mentor all along. So they are like moving forward with their own wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But Yang Lihua is starting to have doubts like, oh, but I don't actually like Stone and Rose, I like Dawning Joy, and like, is this really, maybe this won't go well either. And so she finally won the approval of her mother, but she no longer, she is no longer sure if she wants it. Yeah.
Perfect. And Meng Tian, what is your epilogue?
So in one day, Meng Tian's life fell apart. So in a very Forrest Gump sort of situation, he kind of just like has his old master's sword now. And similarly to how he first trained, he just like kind of just like starts traveling to all these different temples and martial arts places, and not to fight other people. He just goes there. It's like, hey, can I have the courtyard to practice? And he kind of just like starts swinging the sword in whichever way he feels like it, and people begin to watch him and start imitating him. And he does this, going to temple to temple to temple, and without him realizing it, he started to develop like a new kind of swordsmanship. And I think the last shot we see is him showing up at this temple, and we see Ning Yao, and Meng is just like, hey, Ning, do you mind if I practice outside for a bit? And you see that like a group of people are behind him.
And I would just say, for you, I suppose so.
Nice. Camera pulls away. We get a nice drone shot, lifts away so we can see how many people are there. We can see the temple, and we'll fade to black there. And that's our series. That's our 2-shot. If you don't mind, I'd just like to do a quick stars. Anything you want to throw out for stuff you particularly liked, players play, details, anything like that. Austin, can I start with you?
Yeah, I really liked, I feel like my study roles early on, it was one of those things where I was like, this was more just like me kind of like searching for something that I was kind of interested in.
Yeah.
And I feel like the way it was incorporated into the story very fluidly with Razor Eye's eye, for something that I kind of just threw out there as a random question, ended up being really interesting and compelling. So I really liked that. That was probably my biggest star. I mean, obviously everybody I think played really well. I think that, you know, the conflict with Meng was really the kind of the star of the show. But overall, I think it was really good.
Yeah, I do want to call out that study move. I think it's always so smart and brave to be willing to go, okay, I'm going to add some things in on this to use that study move to its full potential. And you gave me such rich stuff to work with. I love that. I love the swerves that we get when people do those things. So really awesome. Mona?
Yeah, I also think aiding Razor Wild Eye is a very smart thing, because in this kind of story, there's always a strongest person, and it makes sense they will show up in the story. So and I also think like Lo, as a GM, you pace the session really well. Like we have time for character subplots, and we still have a final showdown with kind of like Righteous Jade and Razor Wild Eye and Minten. And yeah, so I feel like if this is a movie or a TV series, the part where Minten like disable both of his master is definitely going to be the climax of the show. But I also feel like my own storyline work out pretty well. Like I don't do as much fighting, but I basically play the more intrigue type character, and I think that work pretty well too. I did just realize that because I didn't really think about what type of group Black Lotus is at first, I gave Li Hua like -1 in metal, so he's actually kind of bad at things like calculating and control. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, but she's just like use a personality to roll over everything.
Yeah.
And you really put that laughing in the wind, like you use it to superior effect there. That was really great.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thing.
And Paul.
Yeah, it was super fun. Star for a lull. I mean, because you've probably run this a million times, but like it's just a feeling of like the first part of the session was just like the fuse on like an explosion about to happen slowly moving, the slight tension was always there, and then like when it finally popped off, just like it was just so chaotic, but then like everyone's like small entanglement still played a role in it. Was really fun. I really loved how just the whole like both in the two shot, Yang Li Hua was just like the most like badass character out of all of us. It felt like she was just like in control the whole time. Even if like sometimes the roles didn't work out, she just always seemed to be able to handle the situation. And I really loved Ning Yao's kind of just like internal journey. Like the scene with Razor Eyes eyes was really cool. I really liked that scene because it was like, it felt very much like regular people don't talk like this, but true warriors talk to each other like this kind of feel, and it was really fun. And yeah, it was just really cool, and like just a start for the system, because even if all my rolls were bad,
Yeah.
part of that was just like lol, really knowing how to roll with the punches, but it still ended at such a good note. Because sometimes with like if people just go down the death spiral of BPTA, it can kind of just like feel bad. But like this game, like it still ended in such a satisfying way.
Yeah.
There is a cheat I do of putting beloved NPCs into a scene such that if you do misses, I can put them at serious risk. So that's one of the things I love. But good stuff, everybody. I really enjoyed it. I love the characters. I had a good time. I thank you all for playing for this two shot, and I hope to play with all of you again soon.
Yeah.
I would
Same.
stop the recording.